Beautiful campus on the island of Antigua. We thank you so much for attending our ceremony today. In that I've also served as the director of the Emergency Medicine Training Center and Clinical Simulation on our campus, I am almost certain that I would have had the distinct pleasure of crossing paths with many of the familiar students and graduates, their faces that we will see in our audience today. It warms my heart and the hearts of the entire AUA family to be with you, their loved ones, on this very special day. We cannot help but feel a sense of pride seeing each and every one of the graduates that will be with us today. Their medical journey has not been an easy one, but despite it all, they have persevered. Having had the pleasure of working along with our students from their very first moments on the island, meeting many as they initially landed at the V.C. Byrd International Airport, to their entering the campus toward the end of their term in Antigua, luggage in hand, preparing to sit their last bit of preclinical science exams, I truly appreciate and understand how important the support of family has been through this entire journey. The unwavering love, support, and sacrifice that so many have made is truly undeniable. That being the case, parents, family members, and again, loved ones, we also applaud you today, because today, May 22nd, 2025, is also a testament to you, to your hard work, your sleepless nights, your days of worrying about being separated from your children and your loved ones. You too made it to this oh so special day. Commencement is one of the most time-honored traditions in our society, and it is one of the most highly anticipated celebrations at AUA for students, their families, and their friends. So before we begin, I would like to make just a few announcements. Because we want to keep the focus on the graduates, we ask that you please turn off all of your cell phones or set them to vibrate or some other mode that would not disturb the ceremony for today. If you've mastered the art of doing the same with your children and your loved ones that are with you, please let me know. But if you could do your best to keep them on silent as well, it would be much appreciated. Every moment of today's ceremony is precious to you, it's precious to the graduates, and to the university itself. Everyone in attendance would love to capture these moments, these precious moments of their loved ones. Therefore, we request that all guests remain seated for the entire ceremony. We have professional photographers taking photos of the graduates while they are on stage, and these photographs will be made available online shortly thereafter. If you choose to take photographs from your seat, please refrain from using flash photography while the graduates are at least walking across the stage. You may also videotape the ceremony or take your photos as mentioned, but again, please with the flash off. Immediately following the ceremony, there will be a reception outside, not outside in the rain. But now, without any further delay, please rise and welcome your loved ones, our graduates, the class of 2025. Present to you the graduating class of 2025. Before you take your seats, and graduates, you are invited to face forward. There you go. Before you're seated, we recognize that today is a very special day for you. In fact, it's your day. But to further enhance the day, we have a very special guest and a very special honor for you. It's my esteemed honor to invite to the stage now His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, Governor General of the island of Antigua and Barbuda, accompanied by Her Excellency Lady Sandra Williams. Their excellencies have long been champions of education and national development, and we are deeply honored by their presence today at your graduation ceremony. Your Excellencies. Thank you. And still while you're standing, we're asked to please remain standing as you sing the national anthem for Antigua and Barbuda, as well as that of the United States of America. Performing the Antigua and Barbuda national anthem will be Mrs. Ray Graham. Performing the United States national anthem will be Miss Melissa Morell.
Fair Antigua and Barbuda, we thy sons and daughters stand, strong and firm in peace or danger, to safeguard our native land. We commit ourselves to building a true nation, brave and free, ever striving, ever seeking to dwell in love and unity.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
She'll give it to you. Thank you both very much for that. Now, please be seated. I'm sure our graduates themselves recognize and have their own stories about the familiar faces that are on the platform with us today. However, I would like to formally introduce all of the dignitaries that are overseeing our ceremonies today. As mentioned at the outset, we're honored to have their excellencies with us, starting off with His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, MD, as well as GCMG, which is the highest rank in a British Order of Chivalry, a distinguished alumnus of medical training and a lifelong advocate for education and public service. Her Excellency, Lady Sandra Williams, recognized for her outstanding contributions to education and social development. And now, our AUA faculty, Dr. Juan Acuna, Associate Dean of Research and Professor, Dr. Mark Adler, Clinical Sciences Chair, Internal Medicine, Dr. Peter Bell, President, AUA, Dr. Chandana Bhargavi, Professor and Associate Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Yamuna Carey, AUA Class of 2014, Dr. Samantha Colucci, Assistant Professor, Assistant Dean of Wellness and Inclusion, Dr. Peter DeVito, Clinical Sciences Co-Chair, Surgery, Dr. Nelda Ephraim, Associate Professor and Director, Clinical Education Enhancement Department, Dr. David Graham, Provost, Dr. Matthew Hogan, Dean, Clinical Sciences, Dr. Ricardo Hood, Professor, Interim Dean, Preclinical Sciences, Dr. Karen James, Professor and Associate Dean of Curriculum, Dr. Kishan Kadur, Professor, Assistant Chief Proctor, Cardiovascular System Director, Dr. William Lewis, Clinical Sciences Chair, Surgery, Dr. Sanjeev Sunny Nishal, Clinical Sciences Chair, Family Medicine, Dr. John Riggs, Clinical Sciences Chair of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Ludmila Rubinstein, Associate Dean, Student Development, Dr. Archana Sarwal, Clinical Sciences Chair, Psychiatry, and Dr. Leslie Walwyn, Associate Dean of Global Health, Senior Advisor and Professor of Clinical Medicine. How do you feel about your dignitaries on the platform today? At this time, before moving into our keynote speech, I'd like to invite our president, Dr. Peter Bell, who will formally introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. Bell?
It's a big script, as you can see, and it's a big task to introduce our keynote speaker, His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, the distinguished physician, educator, and aviator who has dedicated his life to serving Antigua and Barbuda. As a medical doctor with deep understanding of the local healthcare landscape, his selection as keynote speaker of this ceremony is both meaningful and historic for us. Appointed Governor General on August 14, 2014, by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Sir Rodney brings a wealth of experience from his previous service in the Parliament of Antigua and Barbuda. This marks the first time AUA has welcomed, or is welcoming, a sitting Governor General to deliver the commencement address. A passionate advocate for global health, Sir Rodney expressed his honor in addressing the graduating class, recognizing their commitment to healing and serving humanity. His dedication to education and public service is evident in this multifaceted career.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Dr. Peter Bell. Mr. Master of Ceremonies, President Dr. Peter Bell, co-founder and past president of the Antigua University and the American University of Antigua College of Medicine, Mr. Neil Simon, distinguished faculty, proud families, and the stars of today, the graduating class of 2025. Good morning. I wish to thank the organizers of this event for inviting me to address such a deserving group of medical graduates on this auspicious occasion. And I also express gratitude on behalf of my wife, Her Excellency, Lady Sandra Williams, as well. It is with deep gratitude and a profound sense of history that I stand before you for the second time, not only as the Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda, but also as someone who has walked alongside the American University of Antigua College of Medicine since its inception. It was over 2 decades ago when Mr. Neil Simon first approached the government of Antigua and Barbuda with a bold vision to establish a medical school in our Twin Island nation. And I had the privilege, as the then Minister of Education, to ensure that the necessary approvals were expedited. Little did I know how this seed would grow into an institution offering global medical education with the potential of transforming lives for the better. I have given welcome addresses to new medical students when AUA first opened its doors at Fry's Hill facility. And I have spoken at ceremonies at your university, inclusive of addressing students at their white coat ceremony at its present facility. Today, as I return to your commencement here in New Jersey, I am reminded of the extraordinary journey that AUA has traveled as we fought for acceptance by the Accreditation Board. Together, we advocated for your recognition in the USA and built an institution that nurtures students from across the world into healers. Your class of 2025 is the living proof that vision, when paired with perseverance, achieves outcomes replete with tremendous potential. But today is not just about institution, it is about you, the graduates. Graduates, your experience to this moment has not been easy. It has been shaped by late nights of study, grueling exams, missed celebrations. I remember when I was studying like you as a student, many times I couldn't go to parties because I had exams. I couldn't go to see films. People would invite you out, and you couldn't make it because you had to stick to the books. And some of you may even have battled with illness and moments of doubt. Yet you persevered and achieved success. You demonstrated the very courage, resilience, and grit that defines our noble profession. Commendation should be given to the medical faculty of AUA for their encouragement and transfer of knowledge in leading you to this stage of your development. I also would like to commend the families, the friends and loved ones who cheered you on and believed in you when you questioned yourself. They also sacrificed in ways great and small so that you could be here today. Join me in offering them a heartfelt round of applause. Thank you very much. This degree almost belongs to them as much as it does to you, the graduates. As a physician in family, sports, and aviation medicine for over 4 decades, I have witnessed the constant evolution of our profession over time. And in order to be the best in your field, it is important for you to stay current, for you to be informed, and to ensure that you're adequately certified. Technology has advanced and protocols have changed. I've learned that medicine is not static. Indeed, nothing is. The technological genius, Steve Jobs, as most of you know, the highly successful Apple Corporation, do you know what he once said? Steve Jobs said that the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Our knowledge base continues to expand. It is informed by research and medical trials, leading to difficult decisions about what should be covered in the core curriculum of your university and indeed other institutions globally. The stethoscope I used in 1980 is simply not the one that I use today. And I must tell you that even though I'm the Governor General, I still practice my medicine because I love it. A doctor is committed to be patient-centered at all times. Medical protocols advance too, in response to the insight knowledge provides and, of course, the evolving needs and issues in the world around us. New ethical dilemmas confront us. For example, in relation to the issues of the recent COVID epidemic, and even in terms of controversial ethical topics such as euthanasia. As you take your place and gain entry to the medical profession, made possible by the tutelage of AUA and your own hard work and efforts, I implore you to remain sensitive to the ethics of the profession, seeking a second opinion from other medical experts in cases that are difficult to diagnose, and maintaining the importance of the doctor-patient bedside manner, which gives the patient both confidence and hope. At the heart of lifelong learning is learning from the patient you will encounter, inevitably in their huge diversity of backgrounds and health concerns. I encourage you to be an ongoing learner and to take the required continuous professional development, CPD I would call it, in any chosen specialization. My own commitment to lifelong learning means that I have attended countless seminars, some right on your campus at AUA in Antigua, and embraced new technologies, not because it was easy, but because it enabled me to be of better service consistent with our oath. The Hippocratic Oath, which dates back to ancient Greece, is still as relevant now as it was thousands of years ago. And the quality of medical care that you give will greatly influence the outcome of the patients that you attend to. As physicians, we are required to have the art of human connection. No technology, textbook, or algorithm can replace a gentle touch or effective listening. Whether treating a pilot, an athlete, a retired senior, or a child, the same rules and regulations apply. Be patient, focused, and patient-friendly and always be respectful. Mentor, innovate, serve where the need is greatest, not where it is easiest and most self-serving. Often, the higher hanging fruit delivers the most self-gratification. But you need to remember that the most important act is the preservation of human life. As physicians, we are all required to stay rooted in service. When I joined the AUA students at health fairs in Antigua and Barbuda several years ago, I interacted on numerous occasions with enthusiastic students who understood the values and requirements for service and success. Graduating class of 2025, I urge you to embrace the journey. There will be days of exhaustion, frustration, and doubt. At those times and on those days, remember the Antiguan and Barbuda fishermen who taught me this: you can't control the waves, but you can learn to sail. As you leave here today, remember that your degree is not just a credential, it is a promise. A promise to the war veteran battling PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, a promise to the young person experiencing a mental crisis impacting them and their families, a promise to the person who presents with traumatic injury after having been struck by a moving vehicle on a highway, a promise for the preservation of life. I am sure that the AUA's founders and presidents, past and present, will agree that the good physician treats the disease, but the great physician treats the patient who has the disease. Many years ago, that is maybe some 46 years ago, when I graduated as a doctor, I recall my father sharing with me the following advice. He says, "Son, your success as a doctor will depend on your own ability, your affability, and your availability in order to guarantee that success." My own ability, my affability, and my availability, I offer those words to you this morning as a gift of light, as a gift of love, and a gift of compassion. And I pray that the future be kind to all of you and present you with everything good that your heart desires. To class of 2025, you are now the bearers of that light. Shine your light with pride, and to all of you, I say warmest congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for those words of wisdom. We are truly grateful for his presence with us today. Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing your valuable time, your wisdom, and your encouragement with our graduating class. Your words hopefully have added meaning and inspiration to you, graduates, to this milestone moment, and we are honored that you are able to celebrate it with us. We sincerely thank you. Our students, you all can learn so much from this great man of the years of work that he's done, both in Antigua and Barbuda and abroad. The next speaker is the president of AUA, Dr. Peter Bell. Dr. Bell previously served as AUA Provost and Vice President for Global Medical Education, as well as having served as Assistant Medical Director of the Department of Anesthesiology and Intensive Care Medicine at Klinik Damp in Germany, and has completed numerous national and international rescue missions as an emergency physician of the German Air Rescue. He served as medical director of the Caribbean Helicopter Air Ambulance Service and as a maritime medicine consultant. He chaired the Department of Anesthesiology and Intensive Care Medicine at Halberton Hospital in Antigua prior to joining AUA back in 2005. Please join me now in welcoming to the platform Dr. Peter Bell.
Thank you, Vernon. To His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams and Lady Sandra, Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda, thank you for honoring us with your presence, and thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. You have said it all, so I could easily conclude my speech. To the distinguished faculty and staff of American University of Antigua, to the proud families and loved ones who have stood by you through every challenge through all those years, and most importantly, to the graduating class of 2025. Congratulations. Today is not only a ceremony, it's a celebration of perseverance, of sacrifice, and of the relentless pursuit of a dream. You didn't just earn a degree, you earned the title that few can claim, medical doctor. And you earned it the hard way. You earned it through long nights, early mornings, clinical rotations, anatomy labs, board exams, and the unique journey of becoming a physician far from home on the beautiful island of Antigua. Each of you, I assume, began the path with a single idea: to heal, to serve, to make a difference. Today, that idea becomes your identity. You are no longer students of medicine. You are now its stewards. And with your recent success in securing residency positions across the United States and beyond, you're already stepping into the next chapter of that challenging journey and of your calling. But let us not forget, becoming a physician is not about science and skills. It's about dedication, it's about advocacy. Because behind every lab result is a human life. Behind every chart is a story. And sometimes our colleagues forget that. And when you're in the role of a patient, suddenly you feel that difference. So what I urge you when you're working the floors, sometimes take a step back, take a deep breath, and think, how does my patient feel now? What does this conversation, what does this situation now means for my patient? Just turn the roles around. You can learn a lot by that reflection. As a doctor, your role will go far beyond treatment. You will listen, you will comfort, you will fight for those whose voices are not always being heard. Advocate for the patient who cannot afford their medication, for the single parent deciding between paying for rent or a checkup, for the elderly man whose only visitor is the doctor. Your white coat is not only seen as a symbol of expertise, it's a symbol of trust and of responsibility. You carry forward not only the hopes of your families and mentors, but the values instilled in you here at AUA. Integrity, compassion, resilience, and a deep sense of global citizenship. As physicians trained in an international environment, you're uniquely equipped to serve a diverse and ever-changing world. Take pride, not just in what you achieved, but in who you have become. You are healers, you are leaders, you are advocates, you are the future of medicine. As you move forward, I leave you with the words of the late Dr. Paul Farmer, a physician, humanitarian, and global health pioneer. Dr. Farmer said, "The idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world." Let me repeat, the idea that some lives matter less is the root of all that is wrong with the world. Let that truth guide your decisions. Let it shape your practice. Let it keep you grounded in humanity, no matter how high you rise in our profession. Congratulations, doctors. Go forward with courage, with humility, and with an unshakable commitment to care. Thank you and good luck on your journey.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Bell. Our next speaker is Provost of AUA, Dr. David Graham. Dr. Graham graduated from medical school at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. After graduating from medical school, he moved to the US, where he completed his residencies in radiology and OBGYN at Johns Hopkins Hospital. He was at Harvard University Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital for several years before moving to Miami to aid in the opening of a new medical school, Florida International University, as Associate Dean for Clinical Medical Education and founding chair of radiology. It was there at FIU where Dr. Graham also began his association with the American University of Antigua, helping in the setting up of core clinical rotations in Miami for students on the global health track. After 10 years at FIU, Dr. Graham was asked to be founding faculty at another medical school, this time in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, where he was Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. After his 3-year contract there finished and the medical school gained its accreditation, he returned to the US and accepted a position as Executive Dean for Preclinical Medicine at AUA. As of April 2025, most recently, he has become the Provost at AUA. Dr. Graham has his US board certifications in OBGYN, as well as in radiology, and also Canadian board certification in OBGYN. He also has an MBA from Edinburgh Business School. We welcome now Dr. David Graham, Provost, AUA.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, faculty, students, and families and friends, it is indeed a true honor to stand before you today, which is actually my first commencement as the Provost of AUA. We're here to celebrate your graduation and the beginning of your journey as physicians. So commencement is one of the most meaningful milestones in a physician's life, one in which you will carry with you always. My own graduation, as you can guess, was more than a few years ago, but I can still remember it very clearly. I can also remember the very first day of the next stage of your journey, which is when you become and start your residency. I moved to the United States just 2 days before my internship started at Johns Hopkins and got a bus from Philadelphia. There were reasons why I flew to Philadelphia, but I got a bus and I was dropped off on Broadway at the corner of Johns Hopkins Hospital with a suitcase, expected to start the next morning and be on call. So today is not just the culmination of the 4 years of rigorous study that you've had and the sacrifice, but it's also a testament to the unwavering support that your families and loved ones have given you. Your path to this moment was made even more challenging by the global pandemic, which we all experience, and which forever has changed basically the face of medical education. It also has shown clearly the importance of physicians in society. Through it all, through the pandemic, you showed resilience, focus, and enduring commitment to learning and personal growth. You've spent years mastering the science of medicine, remembering pathways, interpreting lab values, sharpening your diagnostic skills. But as you step into residency, you'll quickly learn that medicine is about much more than knowledge and examinations. Today, you're not simply graduates, you're stepping onto the front line of care, where every decision that you make, every conversation that you have, and every act of compassion that you show will shape the lives of your patients and in turn you. Residency will be a time of tremendous growth. I remember when I actually did 2 residencies. I don't know why, but I guess I was a glutton for punishment. But I did 2 residencies, and I remember in each that how much more I learned in residency than I had in medical school. So there's a lot of learning that you're going to face over the next few years. But you're not just going to learn the knowledge that you need, you're going to learn the art of clinical judgment, the art of making decisions, often with incomplete information, balancing risk and hope. You'll master the skill of working within a team, relying on nurses, pharmacists, therapists, and countless others who share your commitment to healing. I give you one piece of advice here is that when you are working as a resident, the nurses and the allied professionals are your best friends. Make sure that you make friends with them because they can make your life so much easier. So there will be moments when you must manage uncertainty and stress, when you'll need to stay calm under pressure and deliver difficult news. You'll find yourself holding a patient's hand through fear or speaking up for someone who cannot speak for themselves. These moments will test you, but they will also reveal your strength. As you enter residency, remember, you're never alone. Lean on your mentors, lean on your fellow residents. Mistakes will happen. I mentioned when I was starting the next day at Hopkins, and within the first week that I was there, I had a major mistake. And these things are going to happen. The important thing is to learn from them and never lose your empathy for your patients or for yourself. Take care of yourself. Rest, eat, find joy so you can care for others with a full heart. You're the future of medicine. Your ideas, your energy, your compassion, these will carry our profession forwards. You will form bonds with patients and families that will stay with you for a lifetime. You'll be humbled by all you've yet to learn and inspired by the difference that you can make. The surgeon and famous medical author Atul Gawande captured this journey well, and he said, as you head into training and then further onward into practice, you will be allowed into patients' lives in a way that nobody else in society is permitted. You will see amazing things, and you will develop extraordinary abilities. Along the way, you will sometimes feel worn down and your cynicism taking over, but resist. Look for those in your community who are making healthcare better, safer, and less costly. Pay attention to them. Learn how they do it, and join with them. So, as you step into this new chapter, wear your physician's white coat with pride, humility, and an open heart. Congratulations, class of 2025. You're the future of health and healing, and we are honored to be a part of your journey. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be meaningful and always be worth it. Thank you. Now, I have an additional honor here, and I have to make a little speech. AUA will be awarding an honorary degree to Sir Rodney Williams. So, as we gather here to celebrate the achievement and service, it's only fitting that we take a moment to honor a leader whose life and work have left an indelible mark on Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, Governor General. Sir Rodney's journey exemplifies the very ideals that we hope to inspire in every graduate: compassion, resilience, humility, and an unwavering commitment to service. His story is not merely one of public office, but also personal sacrifice and a profound desire to uplift others. Sir Rodney's distinguished career is remarkable in its breadth and depth, spanning three principal arenas: politics, the office of Governor General, and medicine. As a politician, Sir Rodney entered public service in 1984, succeeding his late father as the parliamentary representative for St. Paul. Over the subsequent years, he served with distinction in several ministerial roles, most notably as Minister of Education. In this latter capacity, he introduced the Board of Education Act, establishing the education levy to provide essential resources for public schools, a visionary move that has had a lasting impact on education in Antigua and Barbuda. As Governor General, for nearly 11 years, Sir Rodney has served as Governor General, representing the British monarch, currently King Charles III, as the ceremonial and constitutional head of state. In this role, he exercises the powers of the monarch. He delivers the speech from the throne at the opening of Parliament, accepts credentials from foreign ambassadors, distributes national honors, and represents the nation at official events. Together with Lady Williams, he serves as patron of more than 24 charitable organizations and is a familiar presence at countless community events, embodying the spirit of service and civic engagement. As a physician, Sir Rodney trained at the University of the West Indies in Barbados, completing his internship there before returning to Antigua and Barbuda. He dedicated himself to expanding healthcare access, especially in underserved areas like Barbuda, traveling there weekly for a time to provide free clinics when the island was without a doctor. He's always lived by the principle that a person's health should not depend on a person's wealth, never turning away a patient in need. Even while serving in government, Sir Rodney remained deeply involved in sports medicine and administration, acting as team doctor and official for national sports teams and as president of the National Olympic Association for a while. His commitment to global health is evident in his advocacy for public health across the Caribbean, representing Antigua and Barbuda at international conferences and championing the fight against non-communicable diseases. Today, he continues to practice medicine privately and serves also as an aviation medical examiner appointed by the Federal Aviation Authority to ensure the health and the safety of pilots. And he still makes house calls on his patients. On a personal note, I first met Sir Rodney at a social gathering about 3 years ago. I recall feeling somewhat apprehensive because I was seated next to the head of state at dinner, wondering what on earth we might talk about for an hour or so. Yet from the very start, Sir Rodney put me completely at ease. I was immediately struck by his warmth, his natural ability to connect, and his genuine interest in those around him. Over the subsequent years, I've come to truly appreciate the personal qualities that define Sir Rodney: humility, compassion, professionalism, integrity, and a steadfast dedication to service, qualities to which we should all aspire as physicians and as citizens. Sir Rodney's life reminds us that true leadership is measured not by titles or accolades, but by the lives that we touch and the service we render. Again, as Atul Gawande so eloquently said, look for those in your community who are making healthcare better, safer, and less costly. Pay attention to them. learn how they do it, then join with them. So Rodney is one of those leaders, a shining example for us all. So it is with deep admiration and gratitude that we honor Sir Rodney Williams today. May his example inspire each of us to serve with compassion, lead with integrity, and always place the well-being of others at the heart of our work. It is now my distinct honor and pleasure on behalf of the American University of Antigua to confer upon His Excellency the honorary degree of Doctor of Medical Sciences. So Rodney, could you care to come up front? Again, it is my distinct pleasure to award you with this honorary degree.
Your Excellency, congratulations on this well-deserved honor. This recognition reflects, sir, your distinguished background in medicine, but also, Your Excellency, in your unwavering dedication to advancing education, public health, and service to others. It is a privilege for AUA to count you among its honorary graduates. Today, we do more than recognize your past. We celebrate the inspiration you continue to be for our graduates and for all of us who believe in the power of service to transform lives. Congratulations again, Your Excellency, and thank you. Thank you as well, Dr. Graham. And now, your valedictorian. I'm pleased to introduce this year's valedictorian, Mitchell Webb. Dr. Mitchell Webb was born in Niagara Falls. We have to add some life to this. Dr. Webb was born in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, and grew up in the small town of Ridgeway, Ontario, Canada. He played competitive hockey growing up and retired from the sport at the age of 21. With the goal of becoming a physician in mind, he studied medical sciences at the University of Western Ontario. During university, he volunteered at the Ronald McDonald House of Charities and Alzheimer's Society of London and worked as a server. Mitchell graduated from university in the spring of 2020 and began medical school at AUA the same August of 2020. He was a proud member of the Medical and Clinical Scholars Program at AUA, where he served as a teaching assistant for over 3 years. We welcome to the platform Dr. Mitchell Webb from Niagara Falls, not born in Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon from Niagara Falls. Good afternoon, fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, Sir Rodney, Dr. Carey, family and friends. My name is Mitchell Webb, and I'm truly honored to welcome you all here today to celebrate such an incredible milestone. As I look around the room and see the familiar faces of my colleagues, I'm overcome with an immense sense of pride, because today is a celebration of knowledge gained, friendships formed, and moments shared. But above all, it's a celebration of challenges overcome. 5 years ago, we started our medical school journey during one of the most uncertain times in modern history. Our first lectures were from our bedrooms and basement offices, not lecture halls. Introductions were made not with handshakes, but with Microsoft Teams links. Study groups lived in breakout rooms. Anatomy and clinical medicine labs became online simulations. And yet, somehow, we figured out how to learn medicine while the rest of the world was learning how to live through a pandemic. When we finally entered the hospitals for our clinical rotations, we were still masked and cautious, but eager to begin seeing patients and interacting with each other. But long before we stepped into wards or passed our first shelf exam, many of us had already fought quiet, personal battles to get here. It feels like just yesterday that I was driving to the bank with my parents to sign the documents for my medical school loan. The bank manager and lawyer ushered us into a conference room with a large table completely covered in paperwork. Each stack was flagged with colored Post-it notes indicating where my signature was needed. With each stroke of the pen, it felt like I was signing my life away. Up until that moment, I had been so excited to start medical school. I couldn't wait to start. But when we left that room, I was suddenly overwhelmed. For the first time in my life, I began to seriously question whether I had what it took to achieve the childhood dream that I had carried for so long. This loan wasn't just in my name. It carried the weight of my parents' sacrifices. They had used the equity in our family home so I could chase this dream. I got into the driver's seat to head home, and before we could even make it out of the parking lot, the tears began to roll down my eyes. I could not bear the thought of letting them down. And through all that emotion, my father turned to me and said, "Mitchell, your mother and I have never once doubted you, and today hasn't changed that." In that moment, those were the only words I needed, because deep down, I knew I had what it took. I just needed to believe it. Not for myself, not for anyone else, but for myself. There's a quote attributed to President Theodore Roosevelt that I've often reflected on. "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." That day in the car was my halfway point. And every day since, through every lecture, every exam, and every rotation, I walked the second half of that journey. Every person graduating today has their version of that story. A moment of fear, of doubt, of wondering if you'd ever make it through. But here we are. We didn't just get through medical school. We helped redefine what it means to be a medical student in the 21st century. This wasn't the path we imagined when we applied to medical school, but maybe, just maybe, it was the path we needed. Because in those times of uncertainty, we became more than just students. We became listeners, problem solvers, and advocates. We saw firsthand the importance of public health, equity, and empathy. We learned what it took to become excellent physicians, to show up when we felt exhausted, and to care when the system felt impersonal. As we begin the next chapter of our medical careers, let us carry with us the lessons that the pandemic could never have taught us from a textbook. That human connection matters, that adaptability is a strength, that in times of darkness, medicine is a light, but only if we remember why we chose it in the first place. So, to my fellow graduates, thank you for being the most tenacious, compassionate, and resilient people I know. Thank you for reminding me that even in isolation, we are never truly alone. To our families, friends, and mentors, thank you for holding us up, for your patience and your belief in us, even on the days when we couldn't believe in ourselves. And to the class of 2025, let's carry this belief forward into our hospitals, our clinics, our communities. Let's be the kind of doctors who remember where we started. Let's lead not just with knowledge, but also with humility and heart. Embodying the wise words of Sir William Osler, and echoed by Sir Rodney, the good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease. Congratulations, we made it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Webb of Niagara Falls. Now I invite you to please direct your attention to the screen above for a video presentation that has been put together by the graduating class. introduce our alumni speaker, Dr. Yumina Carey from AUA's class of 2014. Dr. Carey is a distinguished acute care and trauma surgeon and an assistant professor of surgery at Bay State Health in the University of Massachusetts Shawn Medical College. A graduate of the American University of Antigua College of Medicine, where she received summa cum laude honors. Dr. Carey has pursued rigorous training, including a general surgery residency at the University of South Carolina, Greenville, and fellowships in acute care surgery and surgical critical care at the University of Connecticut Hartford Hospital. Demonstrating a commitment to the next generation of surgeons, Dr. Carey now serves as the program director for the Acute Care Surgery and Trauma Fellowship. Her dedication extends beyond the operating room, as she is actively involved in global surgery initiatives, community outreach, as well as education. Please welcome.
Be standing here today in front of all of you graduates, distinguished faculty, alumni, family, and friends. You have all finished a huge milestone today, and you get to finally walk across the stage as doctors. I too am a proud alum of AUA class of 2014, and to be honest, it doesn't feel like that long ago that I myself was walking across this stage. I remember the pride I felt in collecting that diploma after all those years of hard work. I still remember the smell of the anatomy lab, the bad coffee at 2 a.m., and all the friendships formed during those challenging years. As you foray into your next step, whether it be residency, research, or something else entirely, you are about to enter a full immersion into your chosen path. That road is going to be long and arduous, and at some point, you may find yourself asking the very real question, is it all worth it? To answer that question, I'm going to share a little bit about my journey. And I'll be honest, it was hard, really hard. Just like you, I chose the non-traditional route to go to medicine, and it required more grit, a lot more work, and more perseverance to have doors open for me. I remember as an intern being more exhausted than I ever thought possible. I remember being so stressed about whether or not it was safe to give someone Tylenol, and seeing all my non-medical friends thriving in their careers while I was sitting there taking exam after exam. There were times where I truly didn't know if I would survive the training process, and one day be standing here able to call myself a trauma surgeon and fellowship director at a large academic hospital. But from everything that medicine takes away from you, the rewards it gives you are so much more profound. I remember when I was the trauma chief and a young girl came in after being hit by a car. She came to us in extremis, and we emergently took her to the operating room. We had to amputate bilateral legs, did a damage control laparotomy for abdominal hemorrhage, and then admitted her to the ICU for long-term monitoring of her brain bleeds. I spent weeks at her bedside caring for her and talking to her family, telling them how abysmal her prognosis was and that she was likely to not survive. But as residency went on, the daily grind piled on, and I went on to a different rotation. I lost contact with her progress. And a year later, a co-resident came up to me and told me that she was thriving. They saw her in clinic, she was living a drug-free life, she had prosthetics, and she was even competitively swimming. We spent all these years forming walls around our hearts as a protective mechanism for the brutality of this career, and in that moment I felt my icy surgeon heart melting. And I was reminded that this is why we do this, these wins, and not because we win every time, but because when we do, it is so magnificent. And with those wins, there are also the losses that you will carry forever. There will be your first patient death. There will be your first pediatric death. I remember every time that I've had to tell a parent that their child died. And that pain, those moments, stay with me forever. They will cement inside of you and become a part of who you are, and they should. Because all those moments, the wins, the losses, the triumphs, the tragedies, they have completely shaped the way I live my life. They change how I value being able to hug my child every night, the way I enjoy my husband's laugh and his cheesy dad jokes, the way we prioritize being able to create adventures across the globe. That is what medicine teaches you. Not just how to heal people, but how to stay awake in your own life. how to hold gratitude, and how to prioritize these incredible people sitting in the audience with you today that supported you every step of the way to get where you are now. A few months ago, I met with my closest friends from med school on a beach in Mexico. We've met once a year since we graduated from AUA, and we've really experienced each other's journeys. We had once stayed up all night just like you, cramming for finals. We were in the library together, comforting each other after failed exams or losses, and wondering if we would ever make it to the end. Today, we're surgeons, internists, neurologists. Some of us have left clinical practice and gone into administration, healthcare policy, and even insurance. We've seen each other go through matching, not matching, residency, fellowship, getting married, getting divorced, being published in JAMA, having kids, and all the ups and downs that come with this beautiful career. But as we sat there that day in the sunshine with the crystal blue water, watching our children play together, I realized we've made it. Not just as doctors, but as whole people, each in our own unique way, and each still deeply connected by what we went through. Medicine, and AUA specifically, gave us that bond. It gave us purpose, it gave us perspective. You are all about to step into the most incredible, frustrating, beautiful, exhausting, meaningful journey in your life. And when those long hours catch up, when the administrative hurdles challenge your sanity, and when you sit there thinking, God, why did I choose this? Remember your why, and remember who you're doing this for. Class of 2025, you have already proven that you can do incredibly hard things. So go out there and lead unapologetically. Fully immerse yourself into this next stage of your life. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, and hold on tight to those relationships that you formed during your time here, so that years from now, when someone asks you, is it worth it? Your answer can be the same as mine, hell yes. Congratulations, doctors. Go kick some ass.
Thank you very much, Dr. Carey, not just for taking us through your academic journey, but through your life journey. And again, that's why you're here. We're privileged to hear from Dr. Peter Bell earlier. However, I would like to invite Dr. Bell back to the platform for what you've been waiting for, the degree conferral. Dr. Bell?
Well, I believe that is the moment we have all been waiting for, right? Waiting for I don't know, hour 20 minutes? No, not really, right? I think that's the moment we have all been waiting for since you joined. So here we go. So graduates of the 2025 class, please stand. While you have deserved all the applause, we are not there as yet. Your Excellency, Sir Rodney Williams, Lady Sandra, Dr. David Graham, distinguished members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen, I present you the class of 2025, who has satisfied all of the requirements for the Doctor of Medicine degree according to the curriculum and guidelines of American University of Antigua College of Medicines. Graduates, you may approach the stage now.
Congratulations, graduates. We will now proceed. Dr. Mitchell Webb. Dr. Mohammed Hussam Abwali. Dr. Fatima Miraj Ahmad. Dr. Abrisham Akbarian Safravi. Dr. Tuba Akili. Dr. Doha Amin. Dr. Francis Amukaye. Dr. Mary Anuoluwapo Amoo. Dr. Jennifer Andrade. Dr. Edna Antwi. Dr. Bernie Atondo Jr. Dr. Manija Azizi. Dr. Miaz Baho. Dr. Mubera Bebanich. Dr. Harsh Bhatt. Dr. Jesal Bhatt. Dr. Christina Mary Bichet. Dr. Selena Brooks. Dr. Jose Busquets. Dr. Nicole Ann Casio. Dr. Insha Chagani. Dr. Alyssa Kaur Chandy. Dr. Manpal Singh Chandy. Dr. Chelsea Ganakachi Klasso. Dr. Tanya Michelle Cobina Bravo. Dr. Taylor Sadi Cromwell. Dr. Marilyn Deras. Dr. Natalia Diaz Medero. Dr. Stefan Ethier. Dr. Amarachukwu Chukwunonso Ezumi. Dr. Princey Veliyil Georges Coty. Dr. Akshay Gonya. Dr. Crystal Andrea Goodall. Dr. Roshan Goswami. Dr. Riham Hamie. Dr. Nader Hannar. Dr. Vincent Hanna. Dr. Sarah F. Hussein. Dr. Darlene Kaur Hundal. Dr. Matthew Donald Hunt. Dr. Teresa Uchena Claire Maris Igueonu. Dr. Alexa Brianna Nicole Jack. Dr. Gabrielle Charbel Jallo. Dr. Judith Januario. Dr. Theodora Joannis Morris. Dr. Sojinin Kassa. Dr. Caitlin Ann Katoa. Dr. Dr. Gurveer Kaur Dhaliwal. Dr. Sanad Khalaf. Dr. Sud Wazir Kamisa. Dr. Atong Kodi Relay. Dr. Morgan Lacken. Dr. Andrew Mahabir. Dr. Peter Mai. Dr. Wendy Martinez. Dr. Alisa Matthews. Dr. Lana Mirza. Dr. Angelica Rose Piedad Mendoza. Dr. Maya Menin. Dr. Infinity Unique Mincy. Dr. Davanil Mehta. Dr. Mustafa Marwan Mohammed Salim. Dr. Brittany Rose Molin. Dr. Jocelyn Moreno Montenegro. Dr. Isabella Nieto. Dr. Amisha Nimawat. Dr. Mariam Nisan. Dr. Denny No. Dr. Shanish Nugent. Dr. Kelvin Wanze. Dr. Milo Obas. Dr. Mudupayolua Damilola Agunde. Dr. Margareta Okang. Dr. George Ogona Okonkwo. Dr. Chijioke Christopher Okonkwo. Dr. Anita Omodiagbe. Dr. Janet Oluwagbe Misola Akinpelu. Dr. Ivelisse Oranis. Dr. Juan Javier Ortiz Rodriguez. Dr. Precious Ozumba. Dr. Omar Joseph Pasalodos. Dr. Bianca Patel. Dr. Netra Rajesh Bhai Patel. Dr. Sachi Patel. Dr. Monica Pevida. Dr. Alice Pierre. Dr. Kevin Platanoff. Dr. Vikram Puni. Dr. Sophia Princess. Dr. Uperna Raju. Dr. Sakib Rungunwala. Dr. Leah Marie Ratliff. Dr. Aditi Rawat. Dr. Jael Reyes Chea. Dr. Eliester Rivera. Dr. Azucene Jasmine Rocha Lucia. Dr. Mackenzie Joe Rod. Dr. Jerry Henry Rose. Dr. Danielle Rowe. Dr. David Ruffier. Dr. Nidia Maria Saka. Dr. Anne-Marie Sajiv. Dr. Ami Rajendra Sunatra. Dr. Kellon Scott. Dr. Vikash Lukesh Sharma. Dr. Yanika Crystal Shepherd. Dr. Augusta Soyele. Dr. Obi Ugonwenyi. Dr. Melissa Yusufali. Dr. Derek Villiers. Dr. Kira Ashley Wallace. Dr. Robin White. Dr. Yujin Yu. And last but not least, Dr. Laraib Zafar. Congratulations, everyone.
Class of 2025, Upon recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine and by virtue of the power and authority vested in me, I attest that you have earned the rights, privileges, and powers of graduates of American University of Antigua College of Medicine. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Please remain standing. I invite Dr. David Graham back to the stage to administer the Hippocratic Oath. Dr. Graham.
Graduates, please stand and face forward. It has been a long-standing tradition for doctors, particularly new graduates entering this noble and revered profession, to recite the Hippocratic Oath as a pledge to uphold and honor the high moral responsibility and dedication to the profession. As such, we will ask the new graduates to recite with us the Hippocratic Oath, which is printed on the last page of your program, as well as on the screen overhead. Any physicians in the audience who may wish to recite the oath with the graduates, please also stand. So please just say this along with myself. As a member of the medical profession, I swear to the service of humanity, the health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the optimism for my human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Congratulations again, class of 2025. There are many paths that you could have taken in life, but you chose one that demands the best of you. It demands your excellence, it demands your heart, it demands your humanity. A path where people will look to you in their most vulnerable moments and trust you not just with their lives, but with their fears, their hopes, their healing. You have chosen a path that calls for knowledge. Yes, knowledge, but also for compassion. It calls for courage, and it has called for sacrifice. And for that, each and every one of you is to be commended. So as you prepare to leave here today and step into this world as physicians, you will reflect on the sleepless nights, the sacrifices that you've made, the friendships formed, maybe even the friendships lost, the tears you've shed, but yet the triumphs you've also learned. You will remember the family and friends who never stopped believing in you, even when you may have doubted yourself. You'll remember that despite every challenge, you made it. And now at this moment, before all the applauses have faded and the next chapter begins, pause, turn around, please. Look at those faces. Find the faces of those who lifted you when you couldn't stand, the faces who stood beside you when it was hard to keep going. Hold on to these moments. For this moment, graduates, own it, now and forever. And now carry forward all that this day represents, and know this: you are indeed doctors, not only by degree and not only because of what you've achieved, but because of who you've become. So go forward. Go with boldness. Go forward with purpose. Go forward not simply to practice medicine. Go forward and change lives. Congratulations, class of 2025. I would like to thank everyone for attending this momentous occasion, and I'm sure our graduates feel exactly the same way. I would ask you, though, to remain standing for the exit of His Excellency, Sir Rodney Williams, as well as the exit of Her Excellency, Lady Sandra Williams. We thank you both for being with us today. Now, unfortunately, due to the inclement weather outside, we would, though, ask that all guests, if you would please exit the theater. We'll ask that the graduates remain at their seat for your group photo. Guests may proceed out stage left of the theater for the reception in the graduates' honor.